If you're happy and you know it, clap your cheeks.
Which ones?
It's a dealer's choice.
All of them. All 6.
Well, there's a distinct lack of happiness here, boys, I must say.
I'm trying, but...
If you're happy and you know it, do a triple backflip.
There you go.
What was
Did you hear that? That was the
Michael's full
sound
of-
barrier breaking.
Michael's swallowed loads of drawing pins or something.
Sounds like an early PC game gun.
Yeah.
If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it.
Kevin played the theme tune.
Oh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official
Biff.
There we go.
Vidiots
Boof.
podcast.
Bam. Oh, who's doing? Is that Mikey?
It's a conversational. Who knows? Oh. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the 3 Us, where everybody brings
a thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
Michael. What's going on, boys?
Oh, not much.
Yeah, not much. What are you working on at the minute?
It's a bit chilly and William up in Newty.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time in recent memory that I've had to wear 2 layers. It's madness.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It is a lot warmer down south. I was there on the weekend, as you two know. And, God, yeah, it was way nicer than up here.
Really?
It was a lot wetter, but it was...
Yeah, that's the downside.
It was warmer, for sure. Noticeably.
I'd take the cold over the wet.
It's been unseasonably wet up here, I would say, as well.
It has,
I don't remember it being this wet.
Global wetting.
Yes.
In full force.
It's the global wetting, the big wetting.
Oh.
Big wet.
It's just a giant wet.
The world is just wetting itself constantly.
Oh, dear.
Oh. This is a conversational podcast.
Yeah.
We don't just obey the law of the 3 Us, though. We also bring questions along.
Yeah.
From the audience.
Yeah.
I've got some.
Have you?
Whoa.
But before we do that,
Yeah.
there's something even more important, isn't there, that's audience related?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
We've got to do a public execution.
Yeah. All of them.
So all of these people today are being killed in the street. Some of them twice, actually.
Yeah, they're members of the terrorist organisation Pod Squad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pod Squad must be stopped.
Dirty, naughty boys and girls.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you know what? That's not true.
Oh.
If you go to streamlabs.com/Vidiots official, you can donate directly to us to help us do this show. And we really appreciate it. And since the last show, we've had a number of donations from beautiful people that do make up the terrorist cell known as Pod Squad. And they get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. Here
Some
is
ugly people, too.
There might be, I don't know. Will you yell if you hear their name?
Yeah.
Okay. Here come the potentially insulted people.
Yep.
We've got Prince Beefcakes, Ode Ollie, Jamie Rail, Lord Brotovich.
Ugly jokes.
Wow.
Whoa!
There goes that donator.
I was waiting for one who I know in person who will probably take it well.
Oh, okay.
Lobrotovich,
He's not going to be kind on your
yeah,
stream.
you're a beautiful man, Lobrotovich. I only chose you because I like you so much.
So instead of like Pod Squad, is it now the beautiful terrorists that we're calling them? Or ugly terrorists?
They're all beautiful terrorists,
There we
especially Lobrotovich.
Your war crime is beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sent Mikey bird seeds,
Aw.
Steve Norrie, Lily Snape, Arthur from Natural 9, Emily was here, Ode Ollie for a second time, Bethins, Top Shagger Cal, I Will Lie Awake, One Vowel from She-Ra, and Samuel DeBarber.
Hey.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's always nice to see Shagger.
Yeah.
God,
Top
love the
Shagger.
Shagger. Gotta love the Shagger. Oh, I've got the Dave Benson Phillips photo lined up, so I'm just going to tweet that.
Oh my God.
Right.
I don't know how
now.
comfortable I am with this new tradition. I feel like
You think?
when he thrusts himself into, the news by doing another silly thing, that's his own lookout. But when it's up to us and we're deliberately choosing not to leave him out of it, yeah, I feel sort of responsible.
Well, by the sheer existence of these photos, I think that is Dave Benson Phillips thrusting himself back into it. So really, for him to be left out of it, he has to leave the internet. All traces must be removed before we will stop.
Yes. I do have, following on from what Peter mentioned last week about thinking he was probably self-aware in terms of the stuff he was doing, I'm faced with something of a dilemma, Benson Phillips, which is his daughter.
Oh.
And I agree with Peter. I think it's getting pretty transparent that a lot of his Twitter game is big fat fakiness, and I don't like it. I like the intentional nonsense, the unintentional nonsense, I should say.
What's it got to do with his daughter?
No, I just was joking because it sounds like a name. Dilemma Benson Phillips.
Oh, I see. I understand.
Yeah? Are we okay?
What's happening? There was 2 failed recordings before this one. Just things went wrong. Give us a minute. We'll get
things are weird in here. The point I'm trying to get to is that I don't know if we should so much leave Dave out of it because he's a very easy target.
Yeah.
Or if we should leave him out of it because he's manufacturing his own scandals for the sake of going viral, which I don't think is as fun as someone accidentally tweeting about setting their cocks back. It's far less funny if he's thought, that'll be funny, I'll do that. And he's done it, and it's done well.
On the other hand, though, if he is clearly trying to get social media attention, then that's almost... Does that undo the request to leave him out of it? Because he's sort of implicitly saying, please don't leave me out of it. Please make me...
part of it.
Bring me into it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Like, I feel like the real leaving him out of it now would be to ignore his cries for attention.
Yeah.
Because our boy's gone viral with a couple of tweets recently, and now I feel like he's not ours anymore, and it's not as fun.
He's not ours.
Yeah,
he's not
I feel
ours
like that.
anymore.
Everyone else has rediscovered him, and yeah.
We're not getting any of the credit.
I've got questions for you.
Yeah.
Bam. Gonna hit you right in the kisser with one.
Not there.
Stephen Brindley at Steve O Brindley on Twitter says, in 40 years' time, what do you guys think people will be nostalgic for? For example, will Fortnite be as revered as Mario, or will Justin Bieber be remembered more than Elvis? That's a good question. What do you think is going to be... What's everyone going to look back on? Brexit, maybe?
Yeah. Remember Brexit?
Remember those good old days?
In 40 years, when Brexit happens, everything's great, and we're thinking, oh God, what fools they were to be, doubtful of Brexit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would maybe Game of Thrones. Do you think there'll be a nostalgic element to that?
They're doing a new spin-off series, so we may be sick of it next year.
Oh, true. They are doing spin-offs. It's got to be that. It's got to be something, hasn't it? That's sort of not going to exist in popular culture in 40 years.
Yeah. It's like Star Wars is like the popular sentiment is kind of heavily leaning against Star Wars now to the point where it's kind of tarnishing the past films.
Yeah.
Their actions. So what will be saved from capitalism is the question.
Capitalism. What about clean running water and fresh air?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Now we've got Coke running in our taps, and it's sticky.
Do you remember the days before Disney water?
This £20 subscription fee a week is a bit much.
Paper books.
What's paper?
Yeah, what? Do you remember paper?
There's no trees anymore.
No.
They're just called E's now. It's all electronic.
Oh no, I don't like it. That sounds sad.
Do you want to go see the E's? I'm going to go plant some E's. No, that sounds like drugs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like a sting.
I'm all for it.
A really bad one.
Oh dear.
God, it's difficult. Because it's one of those things, isn't it, that it's sort of lightning in a bottle in a way. Like, something can be popular in the present day. There were loads of singers and films and TV shows in the whatever decade you want, the 80s or the 40s or the 60s. But years later, not all of them became something that had a nostalgic value to it, which is, it's strange. Like, it's hard to quantify what makes something... nostalgic in 20 years' time.
I think maybe content creators, because in the last 5 years, YouTube has changed a lot. It's gone from, small independent people to being leaned heavily towards, your Jimmy Kimmels and your Will Smiths And maybe they'll be all that'll be available. That's all that's viable on YouTube in like 20, 30 years' time. And we'll yearn for the days where we had stupid animations and people just doing bedroom stuff because they can't compete with Mr. Smith.
God, I think that's probably the best answer. I think like bedroom vloggers even now there's like not so much of that,
Yeah, everything's like super produced. It's got like a team behind them.
Yeah. And I guess copyright law will probably just become more and more stringent, and the technology available to just auto flag stuff will become better and better. So I think stuff like Neil Cicerega mashup style, all that kind of stuff will be far less readily available. I think we'll miss all that. God.
What are we going to be doing?
Fuck.
I don't know.
We'll just record. I don't know. Maybe we won't even be allowed to record because you'll need to have a special license.
Yeah.
So
possibly.
we'll just have a phone call, just the three of us, and nobody will be listening.
Just pretend.
Great joke, Peter.
But the other content will still be online. So because we actually had a question, I didn't bring it to the podcast in the end, but so I don't have the name unfortunately. But someone asked, do you ever think about the fact that assuming all the YouTube content stays online somewhere on a server, that in 100 years' time, someone could just randomly find a Vidiots video and watch us? That's a crazy thought. That
They could.
That's kind of fun, actually. Yeah. I hope I'm alive. I hope I survive at least another 20 years to see where this is heading and see how, what happened with our past.
Yeah.
I reckon at some point YouTube are just they're going to do a cut-off where it's going to get to the 10-year anniversary of YouTube, or so. Well, it's already happened, hasn't it? The 20-year anniversary of YouTube, and they'll just say, right, any video that's over 10 years old and doesn't have 100,000 views is getting removed.
Oh God, that's probably just right
because they can't keep. There's only going to be more and more people with better and better access to making videos, and that's probably unsustainable, right? To host all of those forever?
Yeah, I guess so, because there's like billions of hours every year get uploaded, which is just insane. But then on the other hand, storage is just getting so much better, you can fit so much now in the palm of your hand. So I don't know, actually. It's hard.
God.
Who's to say?
One day there's going to be like a blackout in the servers where somehow they manage to lose a lot of data, and that's going to be like irrecoverable. And we're going to mourn the loss of, cat video 27 with the kitten pawing at an iron.
Oh.
Not turned on, I hope.
I don't know.
The kitten that gets melted by an iron.
That's one I'll probably be okay with losing.
That's cat video number 22, I think.
God, well, quite a serious set of answers there from everyone involved.
I'm going to miss dabbing when it gets so popular that they say you can't do it anymore because you guys are having too much fun. Go back to work. Come on, guys.
God.
Go back to work.
I think in 40 years' time, we'll all be nostalgic for the Harlem Shake.
Yes. I miss it every day, Peter.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to fucking shake so bad.
Do. God, it was just 3 notes, wasn't it, really? Just realised.
Now do that Harlem Shake.
It's easy as that.
What do you reckon the Stoke-on-Trent shake is like?
Oh, no.
I imagine it's quite oaty and very thick.
Yeah. There's lots of pottery involved.
It's served in pottery, of course.
Yeah. Dear me. Would you like another question, or would someone like to do a thing that they've brought along?
I'd quite like a question.
Yeah?
Go on.
Yeah, can I have a question? Please, can I have a question, please?
All right, then.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Addy
Yeah.
at 2Addy2 United, and those are digits twos.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Addy asks simply, why are fireworks?
Why?
How long are fireworks?
At time of recording, it is the 6th of November 2019. At time of the tweet going out asking for questions, it was the 5th of November 2019. Remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder treason and prot.
And prots.
I can think of no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be for bot.
Perfect. That's just like William Shakespeare wrote.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm
everybody.
dabbing, Peter. I'm dabbing.
Thank you. Would someone like to explain what the 5th of November is?
Oh, fuck.
The 5th of November is when Ben does a stream, and it sounds like there's a fucking artillery strike going on outside.
It was so loud at the office while you were streaming. Like, it was so...
was like-
yeah.
They were having a party a street away. There was like a bonfire and everything, and it was so loud. It was
Even
so
inside
loud.
the microwave, you weren't safe.
No.
Oh, dear.
Not like Indiana Jones. Remember when he got in that microwave and was safe
Yeah.
from the nuclear fireworks?
He set it to defrost, and that kept him cool. That's how it works, I think. Yeah.
On the 5th of November, 16...
93.
1817 something.
Four.
A man called Guy Fawkes, or a guy called Man Fawkes, I always forget which.
I think it's the second one.
Yeah, tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament and kill the
James.
James the
James.
Ninth, something like that. He put fireworks in the basement underneath the Houses of Parliament.
He put a lovely sparkler down there.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a glove.
It was chaos.
He lit the blue touch paper, stood well back, and then
the Catherine wheel just went real fucking fast.
yeah. And now on the 5th of November in the UK, we celebrate Guy Fawkes trying to kill the royal family, and we mourn the fact that he didn't manage it. Is that that it?
Yeah,
I
we're
think
celebrating
so.
a terrorist. That's it.
And then
Yeah.
we all wear his mask, don't we? And then we condescend to women online.
Yeah.
That was his real legacy.
Yeah, we are Legion. Guy Fawkes, that's one of his most famous quotes.
Yeah, the women, they're coming for the things we like. We must stop them.
Never forgive, never forget.
Yeah. So we have fireworks, but it's not one day a year, is it? It's like 1 week a year. And it's kind of... So a lot of supermarkets now, this year, have not sold fireworks. Two of the major supermarkets, my dad was telling me, aren't doing fireworks this year to the pubbies.
Sorry?
The pubbies, the plebs, the plebeians.
The pub scrubs.
Okay. The pubs, yeah, pub squad.
Yeah. And I think it's partly because it's dangerous. The number of sirens, I don't know if you heard that, Ben, as well, while you were streaming. Not only were there fireworks going off everywhere, there were constant sirens in Newcastle. And after about 5 p.m, when the sun went down and everyone started blowing themselves up for fun, there were fire engines and ambulances going all over the place. I saw
Holy
2 on my walk home.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, why do we have this annual thing? I guess it's like Thanksgiving in America as well, where we voluntarily...
Peter, I think you mean 4th of July.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's when they put... Thanksgiving is when they put the explosives in the turkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just any excuse to blow stuff up, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's,
I mean, they are
it's traditional, though, isn't it? It's traditional.
Yeah. Like racism.
Yeah, traditional. Yeah? St. George's Cross, racism,
Hating the poor.
Yeah.
xenophobia. Still vote Tory, though. I don't fucking know what I'm doing.
Anyway, it just means that animals get sad for like 7 days in November, and people don't check their bonfires that they've had. They have like a pile of wood in their garden for like a week before the bonfire happens. And then they set fire to it and kill the hedgehogs that have gone into it to hibernate.
Not the hodgehogs.
So,
yeah.
why are fireworks, Addy? I don't know. Why are indeed? Do you guys like fireworks?
I haven't been to like a professional display in like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so the most I've encountered is, backyard stuff like in someone else's garden that I'm watching from my own garden. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fun. I do enjoy it. It's like explosions and fire, some of my top 2 favorite things. But I think they're not obviously worn off for me, but I think just try and contain it to, professional displays. I guess
That's
I'm
what
lucky
I
because
think.
my ferrets don't give a shit. They're really,
I was going to
really,
ask, yeah.
they're really stupid. So like they didn't notice a thing.
Right.
So thankfully that's good. But yeah, a lot of animals have a very distressing time when we celebrate our terrorists.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a video today on Twitter where a person with a service dog was walking along. They were filming their dog, and the dog was just cowering on the street. Like they'd been walking along, some fireworks had gone off, and then this dog wouldn't go any further. And that seems like kind of dangerous,
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it? because it's always going to be harder when you live in a populated area. Not that this is any excuse. And this isn't... It's gonna... Oh, God. I don't know. It's difficult to put into words, but essentially... This does happen every year, and it is. I'm not saying it should happen every year, but there is an element of personal responsibility to prepare for that if you have animals.
Yeah,
like if you have service dogs, maybe you shouldn't go out on the 5th of November when people are letting off explosives. You have every
giving
right.
handicapped people a curfew.
You have every right
That's the solution.
to go out, obviously, but you should know that there are going to be explosives, and that sucks. But don't go out and then be surprised when there are explosives.
I don't think they were surprised. I think the point is that they were saying, I shouldn't have to.
This is what it does. No,
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, I
but
know you do,
equally,
yeah.
I wouldn't purposefully take a dog out on the 5th of November for that very reason.
No, yeah.
I think it's just a bit of a weird thing to demonstrate a point. Look how scared my dog is. Why did you take it outside then?
Well,
Actually,
I guess they needed to go out for something,
Maybe, okay, from the other side, maybe, Guy Fawkes Night is a good thing because fireworks, for the most part, are contained to Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night and maybe like New Year. So we've got these designated days, so there's not just random hits in the middle of March of fireworks.
Right.
Like, it's not a constant stream through the year. It's kind of the peaks are in these times, so maybe we're saving everybody from this horror.
Possibly.
That's the thing. Like, I don't care either way. I understand people's how it can very negatively affect people who rely on their animals, and obviously, it's always horrible to see animals upset and sad. But equally, as you've just said, it does happen maybe twice a year. So I'm not saying that it should. I'm just saying that when it's gonna happen.
I mean,
And you have to prepare for that.
Additionally, if we tried to ban them, that would never work because we've tried to ban murder since the beginning of time.
Yeah, could people stop? People are murdering with fireworks.
The thing with murder is, I think a lot of people try and do it surreptitiously in like an alleyway or a dark flat, whereas it's quite difficult to set off fireworks without people realizing you're setting them off. That's kind of the point.
Oh my goodness, dear, do you see that? What's that at the end of the garden? Hello?
So, someone's setting off a very shh. Imagine
Bella.
if the fireworks could just sort of go.
I'm coming, Bella! Bella!
What if we have... Can we just have waterworks instead?
What?
Waterworks, and we line up a load of water pistols
Yeah.
or ballons, water ballons, and then they're all rigged to go at the same time. And when they go, they just sort of go, like that. Just a little...
I think that's the solution. Who wouldn't like that?
You've done it.
I think that would be really exciting.
I think what we need in order for that to be relevant to the celebration of the terrorist would be for another terrorist on the 5th of November, say next year, to try and blow up the Houses of Parliament using water somehow.
Which one of us is going to do that? Because I feel like we're going to have to take the lead on it.
Yeah, possibly.
I just googled like the death of Osama bin Laden in case he was like, you remember how he was dropped off in the sea?
Yeah.
So I was hoping that was in November, but no, that was in the 2nd of May. So I propose waterworks happen on the 2nd of May every year.
Okay.
I thought that was colloquially described as the big plop.
Oh, no. Was it?
I might be wrong.
Sorry.
What was it, the 2nd of May?
2nd of May, yeah. The big plot.
Every May the 2nd is the big plop day.
I thought that's just sort of once a month when you order Domino's.
No, I order Domino's more regularly than that.
Well, we've sorted that. We've sorted fireworks.
I think we had a very grown-up discussion about it.
Yeah.
We did. We had a grown-up discussion, and we ended with that. So I'm happy. I think we should move on to our thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm happy to do my thing.
Go, Mikey. Can I guess what it is, or can I?
Yeah, go on.
I want an update on the Shreddies.
Sadly, no. I haven't had the chance to wear my Shreddies properly yet. So I need today to be self-contained where I can line up a menu of like beans and other things.
You're really going to test these things.
Oh yeah, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it properly because I don't want it to like, right, today's the day I'm wearing them and fart like twice. I need it to be, twice, at least every hour to make it worthwhile.
Okay.
Of course.
But I do have something in a similar vein.
Okay.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you tonight with 2 simple words. 2 words that will transform your perception of history forever.
Big plop.
God, that's like my little trigger. Like that just
It really
sets me
is.
off.
It's got you, hasn't it? Mikey really likes that one.
I'm a big fan of the big plop. But no. Oh, let me compose myself. The 2 words. Fart proudly.
Oh, okay.
Is this the new bonfire night?
Yeah, fart proudly night.
Proud plops.
No, this is not a grassroots movement that I'm spearheading. This is in fact the name of an essay written by politician, inventor, scientist, founding father, Benjamin Franklin.
No.
I thought you were going to say me then.
I looked through your Year 5 school book and I found it, Ben. I found it.
I knew it.
Discoverer of electricity.
And essay writer of farts.
Okay.
So that's right. The man who helped draft the Declaration of Independence also wrote an essay about farting. Fart Proudly, also called A Letter to the Royal Academy About Farting and To the Royal Academy of Farting.
Hang on, was there a Royal Academy of Farting?
I think that was his own little jokey title that he threw in there.
So they did call it farts back then.
I guess like farts are eternal.
God. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought.
Oh, actually, yeah, I never even thought about that. Wow.
What's the history of the word fart? Let's.
Are you pulling it up? 'Cause
Verb. Emit wind from the anus.
yes.
The farting chat is a bit much for me, guys.
Oh, it's delightful. Does it have, wait, there's like a date? When was...
Oh, okay, I've got it already, actually. Because there was just... People also ask, why is fart called fart? And when you click on it, it says, why do we fart? 10 facts about flatulence. And it immediately says, in the byline, I don't even have to go to the article. Yes. The word fart comes from the Old English word fiorton, which means to break wind.
Fiortum.
God.
Wow.
Fiorton.
That's not as slick as fart, is it? I'm glad we evolved.
Oh, we did great.
Sorry, everyone, I've just fiorted.
He's some sort of windbreaker. Oh. My favourite Zelda game, that one.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll try and rattle through this.
No, please take your time.
I guess there's going to be certain points where we're going to want to stop. I'm letting you know now because it's bloody good.
Okay.
Fart Proudly was an essay written by Franklin circa 1781. It was composed in response to a call for scientific papers from the Royal Academy of Brussels. Franklin believed that the various academic societies in Europe were increasingly pretentious and concerned with the impractical. So this is a bit of like, I guess, satire?
Satire, yeah.
I was going to say the Royal Society of Brussels is a fart joke in and of itself.
Yeah, it's just waiting to happen, isn't it?
Nice, amazing. So, revealing his Mikey side, Franklin responded with an essay suggesting that research and practical reasoning be undertaken into methods of improving the order of human flatulence.
Oh.
So I'm going to read pretty much the entire essay here. It's not that long, but I've trimmed and reworded it in places to make it more succinct and to the point.
Coming soon, Benjamin Franklin's Shreddies.
Oh my god, maybe that's like we're going to pitch that to Shreddies. We're going to make some money off that.
This is where the Shreddies journey started. Back in this essay.
Oh my god, yeah. It all traces back to Franklin. It's universal. Oh, so it begins. It is universally well known that in digesting our common food, there is created, or produced, in the bowels of human creatures, a great quantity of wind. Permitting this air to escape and mix with the atmosphere is usually offensive to the company due to the fetid smell that accompanies it. All well-bred people, therefore, to avoid giving such offence, forcibly restrain the efforts of nature to discharge that wind.
Sorry, what were they described as?
Well-bred.
Well-bred.
So I guess I'm not well-bred.
I suppose not. I mean, I don't think many people are, if that's what it takes.
No, it's certainly not brown-bread people, because that you can't hold back a brown bread trump.
Peter, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Retaining such active nature not only causes frequently great pain, but occasionally future diseases, such as habitual colics, ruptures, tympanies, etc. Often destructive of the constitution and sometimes of life itself.
Oh my God, do not hold your farts back or you will die, says Benjamin Franklin.
Is that a scientific finding, or was he talking about the effects of the flatulence on others?
I think
Can you murder with a fart?
I think maybe he's experienced a loss in the family when someone contained a fart too long, and so now he's out here spreading the good word.
Mrs. Franklin.
Rest in peace.
Rip.
I'm very glad I brought this along. There's so much that stems from this.
We've just been waiting for this for how many episodes now?
Yeah.
41?
It's all been 41.
Episode 4. Oh, I should have done episode 40. It would have been episode 40.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, was that the Shreddies episode?
Yeah, it was, I think.
Oh,
we should
that's
rename
okay.
it.
Were it not for the odiously offensive smell accompanying such escapes, polite people would probably be under no more restraint in discharging such wind and company than they are in spitting or in blowing their noses. Delicious. My prize question, therefore, should be to discover some drug, wholesome and not disagreeable, to be mixed with our common food or sources, that shall render the natural discharges of wind from our bodies not only inoffensive, but agreeable as perfumes.
Oh.
What on earth? I cannot imagine what they would consider a solution in the 18th century.
Well, I guess perfumes, eau de toilette. There we go.
Nice.
We already have some knowledge of means capable of varying that smell. He that dines on stale flesh, especially with much addition of onions, shall be able to afford a stink that no company can tolerate. While he that has lived for some time on vegetables only shall have that breath so pure as to be insensible to the most delicate of noses.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, that's total bullshit, Ben. Mr. Ben Franklin.
What? What did I say?
Not you, sorry, the other Ben.
Right.
Vegetables are really bad for farts, apparently.
Yeah, well, my vegetarian farts were bad, and then it was round two with the vegan farts. It never ends.
Yeah.
And if he can manage so as to avoid the report, he may anywhere give vent to his griefs unnoticed. There's so many good words for farting here. Give vent to his griefs. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so good.
You could have read that line to me out of context and told me it was from a reading at someone's wake.
Yeah.
And it would have fit perfectly. Why is he being, if I may quote the children, why is he being so extra with his fart essay?
I think I'll try and summarize it at the end. I think I kind of understand what he was getting at here, but the full effect expands. Who knows but that a little powder of quicklime, or some other thing equivalent, taken in our food. Note, quicklime was once used to sanitize and kill odors. So he's suggesting here that we put quicklime in something to help the farts not smell.
I'm pretty sure that is really not a good idea. I think quicklime is not good at all for you.
We don't do that anymore for a good reason.
Have you not put links on your spaghetti bolognese before?
Oh,
A little bit of Africa?
Oh yeah, give it a bit of spice. That's nice.
Quicklime causes severe irritation when inhaled or placed in contact with moist skin or eyes.
Well, that's why I keep my skin nice and dry. Or perhaps a glass of lime water drink at dinner may have the same effect on the air produced in and issuing from our bowels. This is worth the experiment. A few stems of asparagus eaten shall give our urine a disagreeable odour, and a pill of turpentine, no bigger than a pea, will give it the pleasing smell of violets. And why should it be thought more impossible in nature to find means of making a perfume of our wind than of our water? So he's saying there, if we can change the smell of our piss, why can't we do it with our farts?
Just calm down, Ben. You're crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I keep sort of just looking at the wall briefly and not tuning out, but sort of starting to daydream about farts. And then
Ben!
you bring me right back into it.
Fuck. What comfort can science give to a man who has whirlwinds in his bowels? Can scientific discoveries such as Newton's mutual attraction of the particles of matter be compared with the ease and comfort every man living might feel 7 times a day by discharging freely the wind from his bowels? Especially if it be converted into a perfume. So he's saying, if we can make farting more comfortable and pleasurable for everyone, that's of vast scientific importance.
Yeah.
Surely such a liberty of expressing one's sentiments... Oh, there's a pun there. Surely such a liberty of expressing one's sentiments...
Very good, Benjamin Franklin.
Goodness.
And pleasing one another is of infinitely more importance to human happiness than that liberty of the press, or abusing one another. Sorry. Which the English are so ready to fight and die for.
Oh.
In short, this invention, if completed, would be, as Bacon expresses it, bringing philosophy home to men's business and bosoms. We're entering the last sentence here.
Okay.
And I cannot but conclude that your wealth of previous work altogether is scarcely worth a farthing, but he spelt it fart-hing with a dash.
For God's sake.
So it ends on
Why
a
did
fart
he
pun.
spend so much time on this joke document?
It's amazing. It's so well crafted. Like the puns and jokes in here, like 300 years later, still fucking hitting, and I'm a fan.
The fact that it was written by actual Ben Franklin is insane. That's a good find there, Mikey.
Very much.
I'm really proud of that, because I think I was just scrolling through Wikipedia and I saw the name of it. Oh, that sounds funny. I'll click on that. I like farts. And I saw Benjamin Franklin. I was like, holy shit! And yep, it's verified. It's an actual letter he wrote, and it's published in some collective works of Benjamin Franklin. So it's official.
My
God. Wow, what a trip.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've got a question here.
Yeah.
Orange Joe at I guess I'm demons.
Ooh.
With a 0 in demons. Orange Joe says, I had a dream where Peter, Ben, and my friend and I were playing Go Fish. I don't know where Mikey was. Maybe you're his friend.
Maybe
Yeah,
he
I'm
was
his
the
friend.
fish.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it could be the fish. I had a dream where Peter, Ben, my friend, and I were playing Go Fish. Suddenly, Mikey is in this. Suddenly, I stopped to ask, oh, God, didn't we leave Mikey strapped to your car?
God.
Ben looked at me with dead eyes and just said, do you have any fours?
Oh, my God.
My questions are, why was Mikey on the car, and why didn't Ben care?
Okay, I can tell you the answers to both of these right now.
Yeah.
The answer to the first one, why is Mikey on the car? Was it strapped to the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is because he insisted that he be strapped to the car instead of riding in the car.
Yeah.
And that's the same answer for the second question.
And that's why you didn't care, because he insisted.
He
Yeah.
would not take no for an answer. He wanted to be on the car.
God.
Bam. Detective Ben in full force. I also like the theory that maybe we were filming Peter gets hit by a Mikey.
Oh my God.
So we just accelerate and then stop and you fly off the roof in Peter's general direction.
Jesus.
It's imprecise, but it might work.
If enough attempts, if I survive, it'll be great.
I'm terrified by the mere notion. Just getting all wrapped up in bubble wrap, looking ahead of me and just seeing coming at me. Oh,
How fast can I fly off this car?
There it is.
God, I don't know if I've got a better theory than that. I think, why was Mikey on the car and why didn't Ben care? I'll tell you why, Orange Joe. Because it was a dream. All right? Because it was a dream.
Ah!
God.
Yes.
Got you good, Joe.
Got him or her.
Stop eating cheese before bed. Gives you nightmares.
Stop eating cheese as well. You'd be part of Ben Franklin's fart book.
Yeah. I've got a thing.
Oh.
Give it to us.
Excuse me?
Give it to us. Share it. Share it with your friends.
How dare you? How
What?
dare you? I've got a question for you. It's actually a question that I've brought from myself to you two.
Ooh, exciting.
So it's currently big, super exciting Star Wars season, as you know, anyone who follows me on social media will know. I'm just not shutting up about it recently. We've got the film coming out in December. We've got a game coming out this month as well. And
is Death Stranding a Star Wars thing? You've been tweeting about that an awful lot too.
I have, yeah. I can't wait for that one. Well, it's out.
Darth Kojima.
Soon. Yeah, God. And also the Mandalorian TV show on Disney Plus is coming out as well. So there's a lot to go at. But to sort of prepare for all the upcoming stuff, I've been swatting up on Star Wars The Clone Wars animated TV show.
Oh.
Okay. And I am unashamedly really, really enjoying it, even though it was essentially, I think it was on Cartoon Network when it originally aired. So my question to you guys is there anything currently, or was there anything once upon a time that you really, really enjoyed, unironically, that was actually designed for children?
Oh, God.
Yes.
I know you've got younger siblings, haven't you, Ben? So you probably saw some stuff that maybe
saw some stuff.
I've seen some things, man.
That maybe you secretly thought,
oh man, this is actually quite good. I don't want to tell any of my friends at school, but I really enjoy the tweenies.
I love the tweenies. I really like the Barbie show as well.
yeah,
She just beads so many bars, you know.
she did.
She just beat the fuck out of those bars.
She's the Barbie, yeah.
She's the barber, I think.
Yeah.
I know. Is that what it was
Samuel
about?
the barber.
Hairdresser.
Samuel the barber.
Samuel, our barber. I have a couple,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not related to siblings.
Okay.
I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series. I think it's fairly objectively considered very good for all ages.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, it's designed for kids. There was a lot of toys and merchandise that I bought a lot of and had a lot of as a growing boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I continued to watch it well into my early 20s. I think it's still very good. I have the Blu-ray collection of all of them, but that one's not so much. It's not that I should be embarrassed about anything that I enjoy, but
No, of course.
If I was to be, it would be SpongeBob SquarePants, which
Oh yeah.
I always liked seeing whenever I went to go stay at my friend's house who had Sky.
Oh,
Sky
fancy.
TV, all the channels. I didn't have that. I had 5 channels, 6 if you
Terrestrial.
count BBC Oxford,
Oh.
which sort of came through like it was in a snowstorm, and it was rarely on. So I didn't really watch that. But in my second year of university, I used to I fucking phoned it in my first year, and I barely made it into my second. So I needed to actually go to lectures, and in order to do that, I used to set my alarm at about 7 a.m. every day, and I would turn on the TV and I downloaded all of SpongeBob, and I would slowly make my way through SpongeBob, and I had an hour of SpongeBob in the morning before I had to get up.
Wow.
And I just used to watch it in bed, and I watched all of SpongeBob, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's good. It's one of those shows that is actually written. There's some clever dialogue in there that's almost sort of wink nudge for older audiences. It's like the Animaniacs has some actual sex jokes in it that you don't realize.
It's funny.
When you're
It's
younger.
good stuff.
Yeah.
I love that you had SpongeBob as part of a balanced breakfast. That's amazing.
I did. It was part of my daily routine.
God.
Wake up, roll over, before I do anything else, just sort of sleepily turn on the TV and the PlayStation and then just watch SpongeBob until I was awake enough to move.
That sounds so soothing, though. Holy shit.
It's good.
Yeah, it does. It sounds good.
The laughing was a bit much for me, though.
The only thing I can think of that was too kiddie for me. I think I must have been about 13 or 14, and we had Sky at the time. Ooh.
You special boy, look at you.
Oh my god! And for some reason, I kind of got fixated on the Disney Junior channel for a bit.
Yeah.
It was just really easy kind of background noise, and the one I remember the most is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is
I've seen a little bit of that. I think when I was either at a friend's house or possibly even on holiday in a hotel, and it had all the Disney characters in it, didn't it?
Yeah, but
Am I thinking of the right one?
Maybe. I mean, it's got the main squad.
Maybe I'm thinking
the
of
Pod Squad.
Is House of Mouse a separate thing? Maybe it
House
is.
of Mouse. Wait,
I'll
let me
Google that. Sorry, carry on. I thought I
Yeah.
knew what you were talking about.
maybe House of Mouse. Oh no, I'm not thinking of House of Mouse. So the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is a very kind of shit tier 3D animated program for kids.
Oh.
It's kind of blank looking. There's nothing much exciting to it. It's very much just shapes and colors for babies. But I just used to, because I used to keep the Disney Channel on, and when it came on, I didn't bother changing it. I would just kind of sit there fixated by it for a good half an hour and just enjoyed zoning out.
Oh, Michael,
Yeah?
I just searched for it just to find it. I feel like everybody needs to know that I typed Mickey Mouse Fun. The first option is Mickey Mouse Funko Pop. Then there's Mickey Mouse Funhouse. You sat down.
Yeah.
The third one is Mickey Mouse Funeral Flowers.
Oh, God! Mickey! No!
Mickey, no.
Mickey!
Holy shit, look at this thing. You used to watch this.
Wait, yeah, let me do... Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
really
is-
weird.
It's
What weird
so shit.
animation.
Mickey Mouse. Oh, God, I see it. Oh, wow.
It's just
isn't it?
so shit.
I kind of like the style in a way, but...
What's it sound like?
It's like, I'm Mickey Mouse, like that. But I'm going to go off in a different tangent now because I'm embarrassed of my Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Not something I was too young for, but something as a kid that I wanted but I wasn't allowed because I was the wrong gender.
Oh.
Was Polly Pockets.
Oh, Polly Pockets looked awesome. Why did
I
we have
know.
those with, like, I don't know, whatever it is boys like, dicks or something?
Oh, it'd be like
Guns.
an evil lair in the shape of a snake. Was like the boys' version.
Yeah.
But I just wanted a house and little small things to play with.
I had it was a bit bigger than a Polly Pocket, but it was very much a sort of almost a 2D house, like a front-facing slice of a house with Wallace, Gromit, the Techno Trousers, and I think like maybe one other character like Feathers McGraw. It was just Wallace's house. But it was sort of a Polly Pocket.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I forgot about that until you mentioned like Polly Pocket for boys, and I was like, oh yeah,
Oh my god, that sounds so fucking good.
Yeah, it
Speaking
was.
of things meant for children, I want that right now.
I wonder if I'll be able to find it. But I was thinking of House of Mouse, which is set in a theatre dinner club in fictional Toontown. So it's like this fancy, imagine like an awards ceremony where all the celebrities are sat on tables and there's a big stage. It's like that, but everyone sat at all the tables were characters from animated Disney films, but just like all of them were there.
Okay.
And then there was like people performing on stage doing like music and stuff like that. So
how quaint.
I like I say, I only saw it a couple of times at someone's house, but I thought that's what you were talking about. But I have thought of one from when, again, like I was actually a kid and I was sort of the right age, but I would never have told people that I watched it. In the mornings, it just happened to be the only kids' TV on while I was getting ready for school. And I would watch... I think it was just called Trolls, and it was based on the actual, the Trolls,
The dolls.
the little dolls, but they were all girls.
Okay.
And they like used to go shopping and put their makeup on and do stuff like that. But they also would get transported into like a magical world and have to save the world in every episode. So it was that whole thing of like juggling. Oh, but we've got to go to the mall and buy the new cute outfit. So that was the girl side of it, the girly, not for boys thing.
Boo.
But I quite enjoyed the adventures they went on. The Trolls, it was great.
I just googled it and I vaguely remember this. Never watched it, but yeah, I'm glad someone watched it.
Oh, here they are. Let me. God, when you see something or think about something and it reminds you of like other stuff from that time. I'm looking at that and I'm getting massive RuneScape vibes because I must have just been the same period of my life.
I know that show. I recognize that.
Yeah, it was CBBC.
Yeah, I know that one.
Or CITV maybe.
Oh shit.
Oh man, I've actually got quite a recent one.
Oh.
In terms of things that I'm about to admit it to our thousands of listeners.
Yeah.
But it may surprise you to learn that I'm not hugely into theatre,
right.
or much of a musical boy. But I went to go see Hamilton over the weekend.
Oh yeah, you
in
did.
London, and it was really good.
Fuck yeah.
But the star of the show for me, and people who are familiar with the soundtrack or have seen it themselves, is King George, who's sort of like the comic relief in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just sort of sings a forlorn love song about America leaving him and not coming back.
Oh, no.
And it's really good. And the song's really funny. And it's been stuck in my head all week, and I keep listening to it and sort of trying to sing along and getting annoyed that I can't sing along. And it's kind of made me, just off the top of my head, I don't know why, a random thought, made me wonder what, like, the Queen's speech would sound like if she had to sing it. Like he has to sing his song.
Oh my god!
I just think it would be way more engaging.
Yeah, she should do that.
Oh, that'd be the Queen's speech on Christmas Day this year. Bam, bust out a tune.
Yeah.
Get Elton John in the background or something, and just see what happens.
What would be her backing track? Who would she
Rocket
sing
Man!
to? It's been a very trying year.
Oh, no.
Shit. What is it that you like about the Clone Wars Claymation series then, Peter? What's really got you hooked?
Do you know what? It is one of those things, you say about Batman the Animated Series. I know that's obviously very critically acclaimed by grown-ups.
Yes.
And I'm not comparing the two as such, not to the same degree, but it is a thing where amongst the Star Wars community, anyone who's anyone, no matter what age they are, if they've watched the Clone Wars, they invariably say they really enjoy it. There are lots of filler episodes that are just like, oh no, I've lost my lightsaber and I've got to fight for this whole episode without it. Oh no. And, that's just sort of very much filler. But they do actually build a lot on the saga. Just there's like, I watched an episode recently where so Anakin's a general in the Clone Wars, and he rescued these prisoners. And amongst the prisoners, some of them were clones, but one of them was a non-clone officer who was a young Grand Moff Tarkin from A New Hope, who's the one who says, "You may fire when ready," and blows up Alderaan. But it's all that kind of stuff, it just ties in, and you go, oh, it's that person. And, it's quite nice to be like, almost smugly in your own head think, I know who that is and how this relates to the saga as a whole.
I'm much smarter than the children who actually should be watching this.
Yeah, exactly. So, should we do a thing?
Yeah, should I go straight into my thing?
You could do if you like, yeah. Just because I feel like mine was very question-y, so I don't know whether to go back to questions.
Well, my thing is a question of what's real and what's not.
Oh my god.
Ooh, spooky.
It's time for more real fake news.
Yay!
Fantastic.
There's a satirical website called The Onion, and it posts news stories that are stupid. They're not real stories, but sometimes people fall for them because they are kind of feasible. And in this world we live in now, they could be real. They could really be real. But there's a subreddit called Not the Onion, where people collate various actual real stories that sound like they could be satirical Onion articles. And what I've got here is 5 news stories. They are a combination of real and fake stories. One of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4, or maybe even 5, maybe all of them are from The Onion. And the others, or maybe none, are real. I have adjusted, as I did last time, I have adjusted the titles of a lot of these, the headlines of a lot of these news articles to make them sort of fall more in line with one another, because the Onion articles tend to be a little bit easier to pick out of a pack.
Yeah, there's a formula there.
Yeah.
Yes. So they've all got similar titles, but they're all based on equally ridiculous things, and I will read them all to you now, and then we will go back through them, and you will have to tell me whether they're real or fake.
Okay. And you don't change the wording of the real ones, do you? They're just as read.
I have fiddled a little bit with them.
With the real ones too?
Yeah.
Okay.
First headline. Vladimir Putin calls for a reliable Russian version of Wikipedia.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Number 2. Student hacked into school district system to gain competitive advantage in water gun fight.
What? Okay.
What?
I don't even see how that would work, but carry on.
Headline 3. Italian youth football team plans to play in blackface to stand in solidarity with racially abused player.
Oh, dear God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Headline 4. Yellow Springs, Ohio Catholic priest considered abusing a minor to secure transfer to a new town.
Ooh, God.
Oh my God.
And headline 5. Police owe nothing to local man whose home they blew up. Appeals court insists.
Oh.
I'm
Jesus.
just going to go ahead and say that one's real. I'm going to
Yeah,
start
that sounds real.
on the last one because that just sounds like typical government and police. Anarchy.
An armed shoplifting suspect in Colorado barricaded himself in a stranger's suburban Denver home in June 2015. In an attempt to force the suspect out, law enforcement blew up walls with explosives, fired tear gas, and drove a military-style armored vehicle through the property's doors.
Oh no.
After an hours-long siege, the home was left with shredded walls and blown-out windows. In some parts of the interior, the wood framing was exposed amid a mountain of debris.
Holy
A
shit.
federal appeals court in Denver ruled this week that the homeowner, who had no connection to the suspect, isn't entitled to compensation because the police were acting to preserve the safety of the public.
That is unbelievable. That is... I can't believe that. That's terrible.
Insane. Oh,
It's real.
In a similar vein, when the Avengers fuck up a whole city or a country,
Yeah.
who pays for that? Is it the Avengers that pay for the repairs?
Well, if you watch the films, there's actually quite a big... They have a whole film about it where they fight each other. I think Tony Stark pays for a lot of it, actually.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
But
he's
sadly,
rich.
the man whose house it wasn't Tony... Well, the police aren't Tony Stark.
No, they ain't.
Well,
they ain't that.
shit.
Okay, let's start at the top then. Vladimir Putin calls for a reliable Russian version of Wikipedia.
That's got to be
True
real.
or false?
Yeah, real. That just sounds too true.
The president told a Kremlin meeting on the future of the Russian language, as for Wikipedia, it's better to replace it with the new big Russian encyclopedia, which is real, apparently,
Big
in,
Russia. Wow.
in electronic form. RIA Novosti News Agency reported. Great. At least that will be reliable information presented in a good, modern way.
Yes, in our version of things, totally reliable.
The government plans to allocate nearly 1.7 billion rubles, which is 20.7 million pounds, to developing a Russian online reference resource similar to Wikipedia in the next 3 years.
Amazing. Holy shit.
Jesus.
That's real. Okay, next one.
Mm-hmm.
Student hacked into school district system to gain competitive advantage in water gun fight.
This is a mind bender of a one.
I'm just going to say it's not real because I just don't see how that would work.
I'm trying to think. There's like a weird twist to this, but I just can't see it. So I'm gonna go with Peter here.
Onion.
You think it's onion? A school district spokesperson said the hacker gained access to a range of private information, student identifications, grade point averages, addresses, phone numbers, genders, and ethnicities. Officials say the attack wasn't malicious. They say a student wanted to gain a competitive advantage in a game known as Senior Water Games, where students go around town shooting water guns at each other. It's real.
What?
Does it say how they would have had an advantage?
Nope. That's literally they went with that headline. The real headline is student hacked into Downingtown area school district system to gain competitive advantage in water gun fight, officials say. And that is the only line about the water gun fight in the whole thing. The rest of it is people's reactions to the hacking. It's a bad article, but that's the headline.
I'm trying to figure out where he gained an advantage there. The only thing I can think of is that he got people's addresses and went to their houses and did it, but
Maybe.
that doesn't seem right.
He just yells their grade point average at them.
Yeah, he's all about that psychological warfare.
He is. Okay, 2 more. Italian youth football team plans to play in blackface to stand in solidarity with racially abused player. True or false?
Oh, this is... I can see it both ways. I can see the terrible, terrible logic that someone might have actually decided that was a good idea, but then I can almost come up with an Onion article headline in my head. I think
I'm leaning towards it's a real article.
Are you? I was just leaning towards Onion, so I'll say Onion.
We'll split.
An Italian youth soccer team has backtracked from a controversial plan to play in blackface as a protest against racism in the sport. The Aurora Desio team based near Milan announced the initiative on Monday in response to an alleged incident of racial abuse against a 10-year-old black player. As a symbolic gesture, of total condemnation of racism and support to all those who are its victims, some of our team will play with their faces painted black, the club said in a statement on its Facebook page.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Instead, they're going to release a chocolate bar with several different shades of brown
Unity
on it.
bar.
Yeah, there we go. The Unity crossbar.
So that one was real.
Oh, shit. Wow, that's amazing.
Finally, Yellow Springs, Ohio Catholic priest considered abusing a minor to secure transfer to a new town.
Again, I'm trying to think how that would work. Were they just hoping that they would sort of get caught, but only be told, well, you have to go and be a priest elsewhere? Or
Yeah, a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. I'll go 5 for. I'll say that you brought 5 real ones at this point. If we've had 4, I'll say this is the 5th.
Yeah, I'm going real.
It's the Onion.
Oh! Well, I mean, thank God, at least.
This is the real headline, and I'm sure this would have been a dead giveaway. Catholic priest stuck in remote backwater town thinking about molesting kid just to get transferred.
Oh, my God.
But then the article starts off by saying that it's in Yellow Springs, Ohio. So I took that and I stuck it in the title, and it seemed a bit more legitimate.
Nice.
Oh, very good.
That way. So there we go. That was a good mixture there.
Yeah. Very well done. I'm glad that one was the false one, though, because Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus
imagine.
doesn't want anything to do with that.
Those pesky Christians.
Yeah.
Yes. All of them. Right? No, not.
Literally every one.
Every single one. So there we go. Those were some real fake news stories. I think I'm getting better at hiding them now. I think
Yeah,
there were
that's
some
really
good ones in there as well. So that's Reddit/Not the Onion. If you ever want to go have a laugh at how awful the world is, there you go.
I've just pulled it up, but the Onion, not the Onion, sorry, just to see what else was on there. And I guess you probably saw this one, Ben. You can now eat fried chicken that tastes like girls' feet. This is written by Tim Nelson on myrecipes.com/extra crispy.
Wow.
Which I guess is a news site about food. I won't read this all, but oh, Japan, when will your culinary wonders ever cease? From the Far Eastern country known for its occasionally eccentric approach to fried chicken comes a whole new take on the dish, which is specifically engineered to be quite different from KFC Japan's recent low-odor approach, which is a whole other linked article. I guess they just...
Is that the Benjamin Franklin invention he dreamed of? Lord of chicken.
Possibly. Paragraph 2 is the one. Joining flavors ranging from curry to plum karaage, which is Japanese style fried chicken. On takeout chain Tenka Torimasu's menu is their new Girls Soul variety.
Oh my God.
Yep, you read that right. This fetish-inspired flavor claims to mimic the smell and stickiness of the underside of a young woman's foot.
Oh my God.
Thanks to natto, a type of fermented soybean placed over the chicken.
What the fuck?
And so on and so forth. I don't like it.
I want incel-flavored chicken.
I think that is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yum yum, das Mädchenfüße Huhn klingt absolut lecker, mein Mann. Ich habe so einen Fetisch dafür.
Yum yum. The girl's foot is something absolutely delicious. I have a fetish, or something like that.
Yum yum, that girl feet chicken sounds absolutely delicious, my dude. I have such a fetish for that.
Here you go.
Yes, please do cut out Peter's
Yum
audio.
yum.
Yum yum.
Oh my God.
We've got 2 questions left.
Okay.
Monica Thuris at Max Power Mezzo says, what's your dream living situation? Like a castle, off the grid, New York artist loft, Hobbit trademark hill house, etc.? It's a good question. I like this.
I've always dreamed of being like a proper city dweller. I like to be right in the middle of things. I guess as you get older, it changes, but I would never be happy being out in, the wilderness somewhere or in a little small town. I need to be in the middle of something. I need to be within walking distance of fun, damn it.
Ah, that's funny, because my answer is... Well, my sincere answer would be, just some sort of happy medium, just like in a nice townhouse. But certainly when I was younger, before I realised the implications of not having internet or anything like that, or food even... I remember we had this VHS where my parents had taped just a program off the telly from when they had been out for the evening. So they'd recorded this program, but we didn't bother with our timer on our VCR. They just it was starting not long after they left. So they just hit record and then it was just recording all night. So after their program was a full episode of Midsomer Murders, right?
Ooh, exotic.
And in this episode, it was all about this man who just lived in the forest. And he had this little fox that ran around with him and was his friend. And he was friends with all the animals in the wood, like Snow White. Right at the end of the episode, they see him walking off into the woods. And this deer just walks right up to him completely unfazed. And he strokes it. And I remember thinking oh man, that's what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Me.
I was very young at the time, but...
You can ride the fox if you want.
Yeah, I could do. I want to be a little tiny fox rider in an English wood. He was played by... is it David Bradley? Someone Bradley who plays... Oh, loads of people. You would know him. He played Filch from Harry Potter. He played the guy from Hot Fuzz who goes... An edge is an edge, and you cut it down, you're gonna spoil my view. The guy with the guns.
Yeah. He said an edge is an edge.
Yeah. He's been in loads of things, but I can't think of anything. But
yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. That's cool, though. You could still have that.
Yeah.
I don't want it, though, because then I won't be able to be on the internet.
That's true.
Couldn't live without it.
Kind of do it in your parents' back garden. Just roll out a 20-meter Ethernet cable, and so you still got that comfort, but he's still outside.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely doable, I think. Follow your dreams, man. Live your truth.
Maybe I will.
Go catch the fox.
Make sure you're back for bi-weekly Podiots. It's bi-weekly, fortnightly.
Fortnightly. God, bi-weekly.
Please no.
I don't know. I'd like to own my own place. That's a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dream.
It's a bit of a pipe dream. I like being in the center of things. Like Mikey said, I grew up in a village, as did you peeps.
Yeah.
So it's nice being around amenities, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a big old change. But I like where I am currently because I'm not... In Bristol, I was right in the center.
Yeah.
And it was loud all the time. Here, in Newcastle, I'm a little way out. So I've got a little bit of a further walk to get into town. But it's nice because it's quiet around here. I like this distance. I wouldn't mind owning a flat, but equally I wouldn't mind owning a house. It's like a sort of... I don't need a castle. I don't need a lot of space. I just like it to be mine.
Yeah, I feel the same. I would just like to have a house or flat somewhere where there are things nearby, in like a town. I like where I am in that I'm not so central either. I'm on the quayside, but I'm far enough away from where everything happens that it's actually just really quiet around here for the most part, which is nice considering where I am. It ought to be really noisy, and it's not.
I'm the same again. I'm close enough to things, but I'm not directly in the centre of it all. We're all kind of in the same situation. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
So I've got a police station outside my house, which is a bit intense.
But very safe.
Unless they come and destroy my flat, in which case I'm fine.
An armoured vehicle through the front doors.
Oh, no. It's okay, because they were defending the safety of the town.
Yes, they were looking after people. It reminds me of that. I don't know what it's from. I'm sure someone... I'll get loads of tweets about it now. It's going around in sort of video and GIF form at the moment, where the inept SWAT team are just sort of
oh yeah,
going through the just it's from. It looks like it's from a TV show or a film. It's meant to be stupid.
I think that's from a Raka Raka video.
Oh, is it? They're falling through the ceiling and smashing through tables and stuff and falling over stuff. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, he's fucking amazing.
We've got one more question This is from Michael. Thanks, Michael.
Ooh, that's all right. Anytime.
At the Hairy Gamer 88.
Oh.
Good question, this. I saw this, I was like, I've got to bring this one. Who was your first celebrity crush? Either real or animated.
Oh, okay. I know exactly.
God, no! Don't you fucking put us on blast like that.
I was thinking of mentioning this when we were talking about kids' TV shows, so I'm gonna find the name of the character now.
I mean, I've got a couple of answers. Not my immediate go-to, but I know that I thought Jasmine was a pretty hot lady, especially when they're doing A Whole New World. It's like, man, I could give you a better time than him.
Wow, 9-year-old Peter Austin.
Yeah,
with your fucking Wish crisps that you've hoarded from your family.
Yeah. I don't mean I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna bang you silly, Jasmine. But I just mean, we'd have a lovely date if you took me on the magic carpet instead. That's what I thought.
But isn't it Friends with Aladdin?
Yeah, it is. But
what could you offer? I'm Jasmine.
I'd give the carpet a good time as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear, they're all getting a good time.
What could you offer Jasmine? What would you give her?
I'd take her into the slums where she wanted to be. That's what she.
I think that's what the film was about, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's basically what it was about. She didn't want to be a princess anymore.
No.
It's sort of the inverse of what you promise most girls. Like, oh, I'm gonna treat you like a princess. I'm gonna make you like the most special girl in the world. I'd go up to Jasmine and say, hey, do you want to come and roll in shit?
Do you want to slum it?
Yeah, do you want to slum it with me? Do a bit of class tourism. I'd just sing Common People at her or something. She'd come with me.
Peter, I love you. Take me away to your shit.
Yeah. My actual, maybe not my first childhood crush, but a very early one, was the first of the 3 girls who, across different series, played Linda Twist in Around the Twist.
Oh, interesting.
Or Round the Twist.
Let me just Google Around the Twist, because I don't even remember this. Around the Twist. Oh, I remember you talked about this before. You've talked about Around the Twist, at least.
It's an Australian show. Let me find the right Linda.
Which one's the right Linda?
Which one's the correct one? Because they changed it like several times. What about you guys?
I've got 2 that I think either very early or the beginning of ladies for me.
Mm-hmm.
First one was Kim Possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, for sure.
Yeah.
And the naked mole rat in that program was pretty damn appetizing too.
Oh hell yeah.
And Alex from Totally Spies.
Oh, I'm less familiar with Alex
think
from
Totally Spies is quite a bit of a later show. I'll send it in the Discord, but it's the person on the left.
I remember Totally Spies, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty beautiful ladies there.
Which of the trolls did you like the best, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I liked the blonde one.
Yeah.
Because she reminded me of a girl who I liked at school.
Oh. Sorry, Mikey, you were explaining why you liked the yellow Power Ranger. I
don't know. They're all good. I don't know why that one struck me particularly as the one. Still the one. Marry me, Alex.
Cool.
I think they're all strong, independent ladies, and I don't know. I just liked her. I don't have to prove my love or my feelings. It's just a gut heart feeling.
Yeah, that's okay.
Fair enough. So you mentioned earlier, Peter, about how I grew up watching a lot of the TV that my brothers and sisters watched, which explains why Hilary Duff was quite such an important feature of my awakening.
Yeah, I liked Hilary Duff.
Awakening.
Yeah, for want of a more disgusting term. My dad used to tease me every time that Hilary Duff was on. He's like, "Oh, you like Hilary Duff?" I was like, "No,
no,
yeah,
that's gay.
That's really gay. Girls are gay. You're gay. Shut up. I'm going to play with my action man."
Yeah.
Take his trousers off and...
Yeah, just to check if anything's there this time. It's not, but it might. I'm going to check again. I think it's just about the most heterosexual thing a man can do for his dolls.
His dolls, yeah.
No,
Hilary Duff for me, I think.
Yeah,
Fair
good
enough.
choice. Good choice.
Good choice.
Congratulations on having the one human person, I think.
I was definitely probably attracted to some animated characters at some point, but I don't remember them anymore because they're probably repressed.
My Round the Twist one was human.
Oh,
I did
yeah,
say
sorry. Yeah,
Jasmine
of
as
course.
well.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you had three humans in one, just with three
Yeah.
heads.
I can only find like weird pictures of her where a Round the Twist thing is happening to her. There's one where she's got like I think that's the right one, where she's got like this giant nose. There's one where she's covered in spaghetti and red like bolognese sauce. So I can't really
Oh, man.
demonstrate. But yeah.
We'll all just mentally picture our character. There we go. Oh,
She looks beautiful.
wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Peter.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the podcast.
Phenomenal. Let's do a little wrap up here then. If you'd like to support the show, which I know that you already are by listening, but if you want to go a step further, it's store.yogscast.com if you want to go find some Vidiots merch. Isn't that right, Michael Johnson?
You are 100% correct. And if you're a smart boy or girl or
girl.
anything in between, you can use code VIDIOTS at checkout for 10% off everything in the Yogscast store. Is that right?
Yeah, sure. Let's
Yeah.
say
It's a discount at least. So whatever you want to buy on the Yogscast store, be it some Vidiots merch or the new Jingle Cat stuff, you can use code VIDIOTS at checkout for 10% off. But as always, please just buy all of our stuff.
by ours.
Please.
What's Jingle Cats?
It's at the beginning of every Jingle Jam, Simon and Lewis kicks things off by watching, I think, like 3 or 4 hours of Jingle Cats videos, which are basically classic Christmas songs recreated using cat meows and such. And now they've started
4
taking
hours.
yeah, because they started taking in like submissions from the fans, and so everyone sends in their own custom-made Jingle Cats, and it's a thing of beauty. It really gets
Yeah.
you in the Christmas spirit.
They did one. They did it last year. They're doing it again this year. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow. Well, fantastic. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots Official. And there's also twitch.tv/Vidiots Official, where we stream sometimes. We do a stream sometimes. Streamlabs.com/Vidiots Official. If you'd like to donate and get a shout out and join Pod Squad. The following people have done that since the last recording: Prince Beefcakes, Ode Ollie, Jamie Rail. Oh, that was a hard one. Lord Brotovich, who is beautiful.
Sexy man.
Yeah.
Beautiful man. I said Mikey Birdseeds, Steve Norrie, Lily Snape, Arthur from Natural 9, Emily was here. Ode Ollie for a second time, Bethins, Top Shagger Cal, I Will Lie Awake, One Vowel from She-Ra, and Samuel de Barber. Thank you very much. Pod Squad, you're all wonderful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. YouTube.com/Team Triple Jump if you'd like to see what Peter and I get up to on a day-to-day basis. Isn't that right, Peter Austin?
We do all kinds of stuff that will remind you of the old Vidiots times, including Prove It, Worst Games Ever, a cooking show which is no longer part of Prove It. It's its own thing. We do live streams. We do... there's another one. Rules Boss we do.
Rules Boss.
Yeah, which is Piece of Cake, but it's now just called Rules Boss. And we also do other stuff that's brand new that you didn't get at Vidiots, but it's also really good.
I'm personally very excited to see the live-action conclusion to this Prove It.
Oh, yes.
Studying Big Smoke's GTA San Andreas order. Holy shit.
It'll be out by the time this podcast goes out.
Oh shit. Well, if you haven't seen it already, go. What are you doing? Go watch it.
Go and ask.
Go
I
on,
fucking
ask.
did. Got 50p extra of number 9.
An extra 50's worth of 45 with cheese.
There is actually one with extra dip, I think. Someone ordered
Wow.
like
There
there
is
we
a
go.
number 9.
Yeah.
A number 9.
Number 9. We told ourselves we weren't going to do the impression on Triple Jump, and then we immediately did it without even thinking about it. Is it problematic? It's probably not.
You can't not.
Number 9. Anyway, Yogscast, if you want to go see what Mikey's doing. What are you working on, mate?
I can't say what it is, but I'm editing 18 videos right now, and it's hell. Help.
Good Lord.
I mean, I love it. I'm enjoying it. Wowee.
Help me. Help me.
Send help.
And finally, please leave us an iTunes review or a review/rating on your platform of choice. It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. Boys, is there a secret question for those people who stuck around to the very end to answer?
Who did you fancy as a kid?
Yeah.
Or, well, someone we know, not just, Beth from year 5.
We all fancied Beth from year 5.
I didn't fancy her till year 7.
Oh, Peter.
Nah.
Bless you.
There we
True
go.
love waits.
Never tea.
Well, that's all then, I suppose. Did we didn't... Who has Kevin? It just sort of happened, didn't it, earlier? I don't know.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Anybody?
It might just happen again. Let's wait.
Okay. Oh, weird. Huh.
Oh,
Well, it's
okay.
fine.
Well, yeah.
That's
There,
going
there
on.
we go.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. We love you. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye now.